Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Ambassador Nichols, thank you for your service. And I particularly want to focus on Honduras. We have the early returns favoring the Libre Party and the woman who ran against corruption. Many people see this as a referendum on corruption in Honduras. But there's a lot of concern that yesterday the counting was suspended for 10 hours. And that the counting is not disclosed for the National Assembly, their Congress. We know this is a nation that has had military coups in the past, including Ms. Castro's husband, who was ousted by a coup in 2009. But there is an opportunity here, an incredible opportunity, that the United States has to seize it with both hands and to send a powerful message that no military coup will be tolerated, because one could happen a week from now. The power elites are deeply entrenched. The corruption extends to the mayors, the legislators, the police, the military, all the way down. No one should underestimate how difficult it is when this type of corruption permeates every level of authority in the country, right down to gangs that control street vendors. So it's a possibility, but a challenging moment. And I'd just like to hear what measures the State Department is taking to make sure, A, there's not a military coup, second, that the counting is completed in an honest fashion, third, that there's not shenanigans that occur with the National Assembly trying to undermine her ability to get anything done. And I must say, I am impressed that she campaigned on restoring the international corruption investigators, MASI, which was the team that started to finally tackle corruption at its highest levels in Honduras, and that the previous president and his allies shut down. She's promising to bring them back. She's promising to address inequality that is at the foundation of the deep desperation of millions of Hondurans, and helps drive migration. And when President Biden's team talks about root causes, therefore she's talking about root causes. So what are we going to do to make the most of this rare moment of promising opportunity?
Thank you, Senator. This time last week, I was in Honduras. I met with Xiomara Castro and Tito Asfora, had meetings with the foreign minister, a public security minister, defense minister, chief of defense, talked about the importance of free, fair, transparent elections, and the importance of a peaceful process where everyone respects the outcome. Met with the National Electoral Council, talked about their vital role in ensuring a free, fair, transparent, and peaceful process. Following my meetings with them, both of the leading candidates put out statements reiterating their commitment to respect the results and encouraging their supporters to remain patient and peaceful throughout that process. We have embassy observers on the ground in Honduras who also partnered with the Organization of American States, and there was an EU electoral observation mission through USAID. We supported a civil society broad umbrella effort to observe the elections. There are observers who are with the Electoral Council taking a look at the actual vote counting process. There were, as I think you noted, some technical issues in the vote count process, but there are international observers at every stage looking at how that's working.
Let me cut to the chase here, because those conversations were fine and good. I'm glad you sent those messages. Are we conveying that there will be significant, powerful consequences if there is a military coup, or if the voting count is suspended or corrupted in some form here at the last moment, to try to give a new assembly and a new president a real chance to enact reforms? And if so, what is that message we're sending? If you're free to share.
So in my conversations with the leading officials, including the defense minister, the foreign minister, the chief of defense, and the minister of public security, they reiterated to me their commitment to free, fair elections and respecting the result. If there were some violation of that commitment, that would be unacceptable. And we have the Inter-American Democratic Charter, we have the Organization of American States, and we have ample confidence that all parties are going to respect this outcome.
Okay, well, my time's up, so I'll just conclude by noting that people always give assurances until the moment a military coup starts or the counting is suspended and not resumed. I'm specifically encouraging that we send a very strong message that there will be concrete consequences should this fail to happen, which is different than just a positive encouragement, because we've seen this go off the rails many times before, and we should be absolutely there accelerating the return of the international investigators that she has called for as soon as she is in office. I hope the National Assembly will be one that she can work with. If not, none of her reforms will be able to move through. It is extraordinarily frustrating to see how the corruption is infiltrated throughout every level, again, clear down to the street level, and how difficult it is to reform. And all of our root causes strategy won't work when a society operates on that complete 100% corruption from top to bottom.
Thank you. Senator Booker is with us virtually.